Hey everybody, Ron the Future here. So today I was going through some more comic books, and as you can see here, I have a real old one here for you guys to look at. This is the actor and comedian Bob Hope. Get a little bit closer for you guys here. Now here in the left corner, right there, that's really what the man looked like. Real close for you here. So now unless you're older, you won't know who he is. But basically, he was a comedian and an actor in the 40s and 50s, maybe even the 30s. As a lot of you guys know, I'm into classic movies, and I've seen Bob Hope in a lot of the older movies with Jane Russell and all kinds of old westerns and older celebrities that you guys probably don't know of. So if you guys are younger and don't know who Bob Hope is, you should Google him because he was a very funny comedian, like I said, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, on up, And he used to go visit the military and perform for them doing his comedy acts. And so he was always working in movies and doing comedy things, visiting our military overseas. And he's really into that. So, yeah, he's a really great man, a very famous man. And fortunately, he's no longer with us anymore. But sometimes on the classic movie channels, you can catch him. Or I don't know if you can buy his movies on DVDs. Probably have to check into that. So anyway, yeah, great comedian, great actor, very funny comedian. And when he acted in movies, he was very funny in the movies as well. So anyway, yeah, if you want to Google him and check him out. So anyway, I usually get comic books on superheroes, like you guys. But being I'm into classic movies as well, sometimes if I find a comic book that has older actors or movie stars or celebrities, I like to get those too. So I've had this way over 20 years, maybe even 25, maybe even 30 years. I've had this book a long time. It's been with me. So yeah, I walked into a comic book store one day. This was when I lived in California a long time ago, Southern California. And so I was just checking out what they had, and I was going through the boxes, and I seen this. So I'm a fan of Bob Hope, ever since I was a little kid. And so I thought, yeah, I'll pick this up. So I put this in the Mylar, like I keep telling you guys. I'm going through the box with my Mylars in them. And so I don't know the exact year. I should have wrote it on the back, but I didn't. But as you can see right there underneath this picture where it says Bob Hope, it says 10 cents. So I think this is from the 50s. Like I said, with the Mylar, once I got them sealed up, I don't like to open them up and get into them, because I have them, locked up for a long time storage. So that's what Mylar is for. So anyway, yeah, so I got the book and I read it and it was really good. And then I just put it away. And this is the only one I have of Bob Hope. I do have some more of other actors. They will be coming up in future videos, so stay tuned for those. So let's get a closer look at the books. Like I said, it's a 10-cent book. I don't have too many 10-cent books. So it says The Adventures of Bob Hope. It's right there. In focus, February to March. This is number 19. So the lady says, I guess she's French, something like, Monsieur, Hope will come with me. I can't do a French accent at all. And he says, put down the cannon, honey. I'll go like a man. Arf, arf. So sometimes they say Bob Hope kind of played like the funny, cowardly man. He was always afraid of a lot of things, and he was afraid of the leading women in the movies, and that on purpose. That was his role, you know, to be afraid, and the woman was always more domineering than him. So that made him, you know, kind of like weak and cowardly, but yet funny on the other hand. So that's what made, you know, his role in the movies. And also very, very funny man. And so actually, this is a funny story. A lot of you know that I worked for George Barris, the king of the customizer, customizing the movie star cars and everything. When I was working at George Barris's, Bob Hope, he was older then. I think he passed away like around 90 or something, 90 years old. So he was probably like, I don't know, maybe 70, 80 years old at that time. So he was up there. So anyway, I was working outside on a car and I couldn't really get away from it. I was doing something really important on this car. And next door to George Barris' shop was an AM/PM gas station. And then where you can, you know, buy food and snacks and all that. So anyway, a girl was driving and Bob Hope was in the passenger side of the car. And I know this because Bob Hope lived just down the street from George Barris's. So George Barris's shop was in North Hollywood, and Bob Hope lived maybe 3 miles down the street. And when you see him in a car and in person, you know that's him. No one else looks like Bob Hope. And so I couldn't get away from the car at the time, but I was maybe, I don't know, 50 feet away from Bob Hope when he was sitting in the car. And I think it was his daughter or maybe an assistant or something. They went in to go get gas. And I wish I could have got away from working on the car, but it was real tedious at that moment. And I'd like to gone over and got a picture with them and an autograph and stuff like that. But he never came into the shop when I was there. He used to come into Barris's shop many years ago. George Barris built a golf cart for Bob Hope because Bob Hope loved to play golf. And I seen a picture when he lived 3 miles down the street from Barris's in his mansion. He had a golf course built in his backyard, really beautiful. So George Barris built him a customized golf cart, and the whole outside of the golf cart, the front end, was Bob Hope's face. So that was pretty neat. So anyway, I just thought I would tell you guys that story while showing you the comic book. So the comic book isn't in the best shape. It's not in the worst shape either, but I don't know what grade it is. You know, it's not beat up, but, you know, it was read, of course. But being it's so old, you know, I think it's in pretty good condition. But it has a few cracks, a few tears, and of course the pages are yellowing. And of course, you know, in a Mylar bag, it almost makes it look mint condition. Right over here on the spine, see if I can get close enough, you can see a few right there, a few little rips and tears, but not bad for a 10-cent book, I'll tell you. Of course, it's been with me, like I said, 25, 30 years, and I've kept it in a nice box all these years. So, okay, guys, so that's it. I don't want to make this video too long. So, I hope you guys are into Bob Hope and old movie stars and maybe just besides superheroes. And so that's about it. So you guys have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next time.